Welcome back to the special coverage here of the Hong Kong International Days. We're previewing 4 of Sunday's Group 1 races. We'll get into it in a bit more depth in a second. First, let's take a look at one of the genuine stars on the world stage having his final start on Sunday. That's Morris.
He's one of the recent greats of Japanese racing, but a stellar career ends at Sha Tin on Sunday as the world bids farewell to Morris.
He's a high-class colt. He got better all through last year. I think he's probably still progressing the horse.
I think Morris is, one of the best mile and quarter horses we have ever seen. He's a very, very good horse.
He's very special. He's very unique, big, fast. He's a dream horse.
The stats are glowing. 10 wins from 17 starts includes 5 at Group 1 level. The son of screen hero has also raked in more than $7 million US in prize money for his owners. Morris's racing career burst to life in 2015 after he had been transferred to the stable of star trainer Noriyuki Hori. The Yasuda Kinen in June was the starting point of an impressive Group 1 odyssey.
It's Morris striking the front. Morris stretching out. Here comes Vincent. Vincent is going to Morris. Morris shortening stride. Now starting to stretch out. Morris gets up and wins.
A win in the Mile Championship in Kyoto was followed by a first trip overseas to Hong Kong, where he would clash with local hero Abel Friend in the Longines Hong Kong Mile.
Maurice, Abel Friend, and on the inside, Giant Treasure, but a star is born. Maurice wins the mile.
He would end the year unbeaten and, not surprisingly, cleaned up at the JRA Awards, taking out 3 prizes, including Japan's Horse of the Year title. 2016 started off with another trip west to Hong Kong. This time, it was Joe Moreira who guided him to glory in the Champions Mile.
Morris surged to the front of the Champions Mile, broke clear from Contentment, then safety check and packing pins, but this is brutal force. Morris is far too good in the Champions Mile.
In June, Morris tasted defeat for the first time in nearly 2 years, as Logotype upset the favourite in the Yasuda Kinen.
They've got to catch Logotype. Morris is digging deep. Can he get there? Logotype is going to do it all the way. Logotype scores.
A step up to 2,000 metres followed in the Sapporo Kinen, but again it ended in defeat with Neorealism coming out on top. But what followed was simply breathtaking, as he produced one of his best performances to date in the Tenno Show Autumn.
It's Morris. He's got them covered at the moment. Finishing late is Real Steel. It's Morris and Ryan Moore. He's getting tired, but he's going to win. He'll hold on, Morris. He wins Group 1 again.
I thought he was very impressive in the Tenno Show, and I'm very much looking forward to riding him Sunday.
And so, just over 3 years after he stepped onto a racetrack for the first time, Morris will end his racing career over 2,000 metres in the Cup on Sunday. A stud career beckons, but before that, he will look to bow out on a high as he aims to become the first horse since Jim and Tonic in the late 1990s to have won 2 different international races in Hong Kong.
Well, that's Morris. Let's have a look at the field he's taking on. If he can take out the crown and step up from the 1,600 metres last year to the 2,000 this. And they're headed by last year's winner, HKIR from Go To Woe. Morris then Designs on Rome. Can he roll back the clock? Blazing Speed also for Hong Kong. Stephanos from Japan. Lovely Day from Japan. Gumpit. Probably happier on a different surface. We've got representatives from France and Liptique, Horse of Fortune for Tony Millard. And down to Queen's Ring from Japan as well. Steve, I don't completely write out of this.
No, certainly not. The filly would be in my top 3 or 4 here. I think it's an interesting race, obviously, where Morris is probably going to dominate everyone's opinion and the market. You've got a couple of wild card winning hopes, in my opinion, probably hovering around the other Japanese, HKIR and Queen's Ring. And I think of the locals, Secret Weapon might be a little underestimated. But beyond that, you've got a lot of sort of just little half place chances in the race, the Blazing Speeds of the world. I don't think they can win Designs on Rome, but they could probably run a place.
Yeah, but Morris, more so maybe than HKIR, because you take a bit of a leap of faith with him, Kevin. I mean, he is a genuine star, and this is a fair old swan song for him going out on Sunday.
Oh, it is, absolutely. He's been a wonderful horse. He's unbeaten here at Sha Tin. He's got an excellent record under Ryan Moore as well, which is always a help. He's not as not as big of a hostage to the draw as some of his rivals, and he drew middle, so he should be just fine. I thought he'd take an awful lot of beating. HKIR is a horse I'm not the biggest fan of. I think he's either going to win or he's going to be out with the ambulance, I think. Yeah. He's a very difficult horse to work out. I know his run at Ascot was exceptionally disappointing. I know he disappointed last time as well, but you have to say that he did disappoint in that race leading into this last year, so perhaps we won't hold that too highly against him. But a horse with his temperament issues, I think when the slide begins, it's a little bit difficult for them to bounce back, which is what he'll have to do on Sunday.
Yeah. He was beaten a greater margin in that lead-up race this year than last, so it is a question mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a massive leap of faith with him. But Morris, he's 6 starts in Group 1s for 5 wins. He's clearly the one to beat. But if he is going to be beaten, those are the Japanese horses, maybe some of the locals. You touch on Blazing Speed. I mean, they could have gone up to the 2400 with Blazing Speed, but they've obviously decided, and this is a tougher race as well, arguably, to go for this one.
And it's interesting, Neil Callan has said a couple of times during the week that, in the past he has bounced off a relatively flat run and improved again. He'll be highly competitive. He's certainly drawn to get a lovely run here in 4. But as I mentioned earlier, I see him as a fringe dweller. He could run 3rd or 4th. I couldn't see him winning the race. Yeah,
the European runner here, Kevin, at an elliptique. There's a few French horses here. We haven't really talked about them as winning chances. This one got any hope?
I quite like him, actually. He's another one with that, but the angle with the Chantilly trainer, Sandra Fab. He's fared a little bit better than some of the Chantilly trainers, but that angle remains. And I think a fast run, 2,000 metres, which this should really play to his strengths. And I think he'll rattle off the fast ground as well. So I could definitely see him take a bit of a step up, and that will put him in the mix, I think.
All right, but the big 2 here are Morris and HKIR, and we can learn more about them. HKIR having his last start as well. We'll go back once more to Nihiro Goda.
2 great chances in the Cup this year. Nihiro for Japan, of course. Morris and HKIR, they won here last year. What are your thoughts going into this race with those 2?
Well, last year, HKIR was not lucky with the draw. He started from the 11th hole last year, but still, he managed to win the race. This year, he's going to start from the gate 1. This is, the strong follow wind for HKIR. I do believe, HKIR tried to reproduce his form, trying to set up quite fast pace. He's a horse, who can dominate the race, making a strong pace. And I think, he's going to try to trying to establish another race record. So I think he has a good chance.
Would a strongly run 2,000 metres be a bit of a concern for a horse like Morris?
Well, I don't think so, no. Last time at the Tenno show, Ocham, he ran very well over the mile and quarter. And after I spoke to Ryan Moore, he has a feeling that the Morris is still, go farther. I think, strong pace doesn't bother him at all.
Who's the pick of them if you had to choose one?
Morris.
Another horse we should probably touch on very quickly, Steve, is Designs on Rome. Has the ability, put in a huge performance a couple of starts back. Can he do that again?
Yes, he was very flat last time, wasn't he? Very disappointing, but John Moore's prepared to forgive it. Just the good old second up syndrome. Yep. He was a bit flat, he wasn't keen, wasn't on his toes pre-race. He could certainly bounce back, and he's been such a fantastic horse here in Hong Kong, so you'd be foolish to say he had no chance. Can he win it? Not so sure.
All right. Who can? Are you brave here, or is it the horse pick himself?
No, I'm pusillanimous as usual. Morris, he's just been such a wonderful horse over the past 18 months. I think he's been underrated by the international handicappers. I think his international rating should be higher than it is. We've now seen him step to the 2,000 metres and cope very well. I think he'll be winning Morris, which, I don't get any prizes for declaring that. The horse I will certainly play in Quinellas with him is Secret Weapon. I think he's the emerging horse, peaking at the right time. HKIR, I don't know. He probably will get a soft lead. I can't see anything taking him on. That's the one thing that might be in his favour here. And the Japanese filly 12, Queen's Ring. So my numbers are 2 to beat 8, 1 and 12.
And Kevin, any surprises?
Not really, I'm afraid. Morris, I think, is going to be exceptionally hard to beat. So for me, it's 2 to beat Elliptique, number 9, followed by Stephanos, number 5, and Queen's Ring, number 12.
Yeah, I quite like Queen's Ring as well. I think she can really get involved here. But again, no surprises from me. Morris will win this, and it'll be the perfect and fitting end to his career. Couldn't find a place for Hikari then because I just can't trust him, basically. But if he gets out and gets clear, who knows? Blazing speed, I think the best of the locals. Neil Callan on board. And Designs on Rome, forgiving that last start, back to his anything like his best. And he could certainly give this a shake. So we'll go 2, Morris on top, 2 at 12. 4 and 3 from me in the Cup, which just about brings us to a close. Gentlemen, highlights, anything particular out of all of those 4 groups, or the undercard as well? Great undercard to look forward to.
Yes, there's a lot of emerging horses in Hong Kong running in the support races. It'll be a fantastic day. Look, I think the first thing you should do when you get to the track is just have a little small percentage of your bank on Highland Reel, all up Morris. And then if all else fails and you get it wrong, I've got that little ticket in my pocket. It won't be worth a fortune, but it'll be something. And I'm looking forward to the sprint because I think it'll be the most frenetic race we've seen for quite a long time.
All right, and Kevin, highlight for you on Sunday?
I'm afraid I cannot hide my Irish colours here. I'm really looking forward to Highland Reel. I'd be hopeful he could put up a very big performance and stamp himself as the star of the day.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get to see him in training on his travels again next year once more. As we will you, gentlemen, as well. Many thanks for your company today, and enjoy Sunday's programme.
Thanks, Andrew. Kevin?
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. And in terms of if you want to watch the action on Sunday, well, you can obviously watch it live if you're here in Hong Kong. You can watch it on the website as well. Live webcasts at hkjc.com. The 4 Group 1 races on Sunday. And, of course, Racing to Win will be on Saturday afternoon. You can catch up with that. We were looking at the entire 10-race programme. It's great to have your company here for our special preview, though, this afternoon. Of course, on Sunday, some of the world's best horses, the world's best jockeys looking to be crowned in the Turf World Championships.